Okay, class, good morning. Let's have an example of measurement with a tape. So in your notes, you have there example 1. A rectangular lot was measured using a 50 meter steel tape which was found to be 0.025 meter too short. So for too short, that is this one. So when measuring When measuring tape too long, you add, and if that's too short, you subtract and do reverse when laying out. So therefore, when laying out, tape too long, subtract, tape too short, add. Okay, that's for laying out. Okay, so to continue, you have the problem. If the recorded length and width of the lot are 180.4455 and 127.062 respectively, determine the following. So the actual dimension of the lot and the error in the area introduced due to the erroneous tape length. So you have there the length and the width. That is 180.455 and then 127.062. Okay, so for the given in the problem, you have the nominal length, that is 50. That is the nominal length of the tape used. It should be 50, but during standardization, the tape was found out to be too short. So the correction for too short, that is 0.025. So the tape is too short. So maybe the tape used was not 50 meters. It is only 49.975. Okay, so instead of 50, since erroneous on tape, that is 49.975. Okay, so that's the correction, 0.025. Then you have the width of the lot, 127.6062, and the length is 180.455. Okay, so let's have the solution. So first, letter A, determining the actual dimension of the lot. So this is measured. So measured, that is measuring, and that is too short. So you need to subtract. Okay, since too short man, and then that is measuring, so you need to subtract. Okay, so but for the correction, you have the formula for correction. So that is correction is equal to the TL minus the NL, the tape length minus the nominal length of the tape. Okay, and for the C1, that is the total correction to be applied to the measured length or the length to be laid out, that is C1. That is equivalent to the correction multiplied by the measured length, ML, divided by the nominal length. And your corrected length, that is CL, is equal to the measured length or the length to be laid out plus minus, it depends on that is measured too short or too long, or laid out too short or too long. So that is the correction, total correction. Okay, so we have here the formula. Correction for width, you have already solved the correction. To solve for the correction, by the way, you have correction is equal to the tape length minus the nominal length. So in our case, that is 50 minus 49.975, so that we have the correction equal to this one. So since given naman ang correction, so we need the 49.975. We already calculated that, so that mugawas ang 0.025. Okay? So for 49, I already just calculated it, so that the correction, we come up with the correction of 0.025. Okay, so to continue, you have the correction for the width, that is correction multiplied by the width given, that is the width, divided by the nominal tape length. Okay, so you have the correction, and then the width, and then the nominal tape length. So you have the correction for the width, that is 0.064. And then also you have the correction for the length. So correction for the length, now we have the length. So length. So for the formula, you have the correction for the length is equal to the correction multiplied by the length over the nominal length. So you have the correction 0.025 multiplied by the length divided by the nominal length. So you have now the correction due to length, or the correction in length, you have 0.0990 meters. So that is the total correction to be applied to the length. So now we have the corrected length and the corrected width. So for the corrected width, you have the width given plus or minus, it depends, that is measured or laying out. So in our case, that is measured and the tape is too short, so you subtract. So you have the width of 127.062 minus the correction for the width. So that is equal to 126.998. So that is the correct width of the lot. And then for the length, you have the length given plus or minus. Okay, so it depends if that is measured or laying out. So in our case, that is measured and that is too short, so minus. So you have the length of 180.445, so minus the correction of 0.09. So your corrected length is 180.365. And then letter B, you determine the error in area introduced due to erroneous tape length. So you compute for the area, that is just rectangle. This is the width and this is the length. So for the area of the rectangle, that is length times width. So the area is length times width. So you have the erroneous first, this one. So 180.445 multiplied by 127.062. So you have now the area of 22,928.973 square meters. So that is the area for the erroneous tape. Then for the corrected, you have the corrected length. So you compute for the area corrected. So you now have 22,905.994 square meters. So that is the area of the lot based on the corrected dimensions. Okay, so for the error, That is the area of the erroneous measurement minus the area of the corrected measurement. Okay, so 22,928.973 minus 22,905.994. So therefore, minus, so that is 22.979 square meter. So that is the error in area introduced due to that erroneous tape length. So that is the answer.